Cornelia, my actual job is boring and I don't have much to do, need to be present. It's aggravating to spend all that time unproductively knowing I could use it so much better, but can't. I'm assuming it's that you would like to get more out of what you're doing. All right. Every single thing that I do in my life, and I've taught about this in the willpower session. So inside the leadership coaching program in the library, for those of you that have access to it on any basis, so whether you're a monthly member, a lifetime member, an annual member, whatever, there is a willpower session. And willpower is something that I use whenever I'm in a situation for anything, because I want to constantly develop my commitment to follow through and complete things, but it's not just about completing things or abstaining from things. So when you want to develop willpower, and this is one element to getting more out of your job, and then I'm going to give you some other samples because I think this is a fantastic question. The first thing is, in anything that I do, anything, literally anything, like wash the dishes, fold the clothes, put the coffee pot together, anything. I finish what you start. That's the first thing. Second thing is do it a little better than you thought you would, and do a little more of it. Okay, so with the coffee pot, I know it sounds silly, but if I'm going to clean the coffee pot, there's the coffee pot itself, there's the contraption because we have a grinder that sits on the coffee pot, and so every morning we can either hit the button or we could schedule it, and it'll grind the fresh coffee, and there it drips for me and Mrs. LaCivita. Well, I got to clean all this, so I got to take it out, I got to wash it all, and I got to wash the pot. Now I could wash all the stuff and dump it on the little pad that we have on the countertop by the sink, or I could do that and I could dry everything, put it together, and put it back, and that would be pretty good. Except I could wipe the coffee pot down, I could wipe all the grounds out or whatever, and the follow-through activities on all the things that you do, not only are you developing your willpower, but you're also building your ability to focus. Now, when I'm doing a job that's mundane, okay, so like, let's say, heaven forbid, I ever considered writing an email to you on a Tuesday as a mundane activity or an obligation. I don't, because I think it's a privilege and somebody's going to read it and benefit from it. I think about, what can I say? How can I say it? Is there a way I can improve my copywriting? Did I teach them one way? Is there a different way I could teach them? I'm constantly looking at ways to improve what I'm doing and trying different things. We're trying this productivity challenge. This is free. We've never done that before. This is 5 days in a row. Haven't done that before. Every time it's been Monday to Monday, you might have heard me say that, right? Like, we're doing it the first week of January. We've never done that. Like, all these things, I'm constantly thinking about, is there ways? And even if what I was doing was mundane, if you're doing something that's mundane, how can you make it better? How can you do it in a manner that would enable you to learn more? I guarantee you, if you told me exactly what you did and I sat with you for 30 minutes or an hour, I can show you 7 or 8 different ways to get more out of what you're doing, and in the process, grow your skills. At a minimum, can you say, well, I can make it better for the company, but I can make it better for me? Right? What can I learn out of this? How can I learn more? Is there a different way I could do this? Is there a different approach? So that's the way I roll, and I did that even when I was working as a corporate professional, and I didn't necessarily love everything that I was doing, and I would imagine a lot of us fall into that bucket. But I'm constantly looking at, how can I get the most out of it? And I've taught this many times before. Maybe you've heard me say this, but every single situation I encounter, what can I do with this right now? What can I do with this right now? And the rhetoric's important, because what can I do with this right now is about taking ownership of making this the best experience for yourself. That's your life. right? And for whatever reason, you're in that job, and you obviously have choices because you could leave and you could change careers and you could change companies and you could do all these other things. But I also appreciate that there's other forces that cause you to stay in a job you're unhappy with. But if you're gonna be there, then I would at least want you to get the most out of it. And that's how I approach that. So if you're interested, again, I mean, I showed you, kind of a real high, quick overview of the leadership program, but there's a lot of lessons in there that will also help you with these kinds of things. I mentioned, focus and willpower. Those are a couple. Those are on the producer level, right? Those are like foundational skill sets that you need to build. There's like 12 of them that I put at the producer level, like that, and self-awareness and other things of organization and things of that nature. Hope that helped.